Welcome back to Tennessee Frugal Craftsman. We have somewhat of a miracle here after my last video. Walking down the driveway of the property here, and this is what the driveway looks like after a full day, 6 loads brought in on my friend's fifth wheel. You can see here we've got some ruts. That was the area that we had concerns with. It's kind of pushing the 3-inch right down into the soil, but a little bit of wetness there. It is wet here, there's no question, but we have got a really good start on getting the dirt or the gravel, the crush for the basement. This is 4 loads. He dumped 4 loads in here, and then the first load was, most of it was down over into the hole, so I can start raking it out there. He also got me the 2 loads of crush, so there's about 7-8 ton of crush, 3/4, what they call number 57s, and that's what I'm going to use in and around my footers, the pipes. Also, of course we've had so much rain. I've got, before I start filling in here, I've got to clean out around my footers, get this stuff pushed in here and buried. You know, one of these days I'm going to be done with this, up out of the mud. But yeah, this is, what a blessing it was. I'm telling you, my friend, he said, you open up the gate or you get ready, I'm going to start hauling and get you some material in here so you can keep working, because we were being held up because of the rain and because of the driveway. And so on Tuesday, of course, of this week, he helped me get 3 loads in on the driveway, which is a big help to get that solid. And now we've got enough. I'm hoping to do maybe half of what I need to fill in here. We'll see once I get it all into its place. And then he said, look, he said, we need more, we'll get some more loads. So I've got crusher run over there, which is running about $20 a yard, $19-20 a yard, and then I've got the other that's running about 23. And so yeah, it is a blessing, that's for sure. And so, miracle of miracles. So I'm going to try to start here late in the evening. I'm going to try to get some of this cleaned up. I will be back and show you what I get done. Okay, we're getting ready to put the pipe in. I have got an inch or so of crush underneath of my pipe, as you can see. Going along here. And now we're going to put the pipe on top of that, and we are going to start filling it in, just so you can see what I've got here all the way along. And we're going to be moving that pile of crusher run. My friend has got his tractor here. We're just pulling 2 wheelbarrows in, dumping into the wheelbarrows, filling it up so I don't have to shovel, wheeling it around the footing, and we've got ourselves a system. So I'll be back. Okay, we've got the first 100-foot roll in. I've got pretty much the whole thing leveled. I know that the guys who are doing the walls just have to be a little careful, but it's a lot easier doing that now than after, especially when you can't get around this with equipment. And with my friend loading my wheelbarrows, it went fairly quickly. So my next step is to take, and I'm going to dig out on the inside, because we're going to put another drain in there. That one won't have a sock on it, but it will allow us to allow me to have that secondary support if I have any water problems. So it's easier now for a few $100s to do it than later. I'll be back. Well, it's a little later in the day. I've got crush all the way. I've put in 100 feet of line here, and as you can see, I got lots of crush around my pipe. I've got this side of the area where it's out to daylight, and I have now put in my tees. I'll come down here and show you what I did. And this is now sticking right out here over the, so all the water can come right out through here. And this is going to be my retaining wall. So I'll backfill with number 3s. But what I did here is I brought my crush around the corner. I'm going to keep everything level with the top of the footer. It's my pin right there. I don't know if you can see it there at the tip of my foot. That's my pin for running the line down here to get my retaining wall in. But I brought the, come around this corner and hooked in and went out through my footer. And what I did is all I did is I just used a piece of this lighter PVC. My friend had some of this, not that heavy, but I'm just using it for connecting. And I put on a coupler, and it fit nicely right inside of those 4-inch tees, and glued it into the PVC that I had in the footer. And so this is where it's going to exit out and go out underneath and out. This is going to be where my inside drain is going to exit. And then I put a T in here. I actually put solid pipe right in through here. This is all solid. T'd it here, and I'm going to pick up my PVC and run out there and put at the middle, I'm going to put a floor drain, and then I'm going to come across and pick up where my furnace line, so for the condensation, and then I'm going to tee up and go up to that back corner where my hot water tank, if I get a hot water tank, will be, so I'll have that ready. So I am ready. I'm just going to put some dirt in this. I'm not going to put the PVC in first. I'm actually going to level this whole pad now with crusher run, and later I will come in and run this before we put the floor. And that way the guys who are doing the walls are not going to be tripping over pipes sticking up out of the ground. So we're going to do that. I'll do that after. So that's our next step, is to actually knock off some of this high spots and start filling in with my crusher run. So I'll be back. I did want to note why I use solid pipe here over to where it tees and goes out. That is because this is going to be a solid line, and it's going to have the most water coming from the furnace and from any overflow, emergency overflow, but definitely from the furnace. You can get up to 5 gallons plus a day or more coming out of that in the summer. So I wanted to be able to tee in here to something solid and get it outside the wall into solid piping. So that whole pipe there, that little run right there, and where it tees and goes in underneath the footing, that's going to be all solid. So I won't have a lot of water laying underneath my foundation, my pad. Okay, it's a day or so later. I haven't had a chance to do a lot of work here, but I have put the pipe down here. I have put the pipe. You can just see a little bit of the black, so the white where I connected into the pipe going through the footer, and I filled this in. Now, I did not put crush around this. This is just where I was digging out around the footer. I'm getting ready to put my pipe in here. That's what I'm going to do this morning. I'm going to clean this out, throw it up over into here so we can bury it. But I just used perforated here, put clay and stuff around it so it'll harden. So this is just it's just the pipe for allowing the water from inside, anything that comes inside, to come out. So I extended it on out here. I've leveled this out. I'm getting ready. I'll be putting in my my crusher run, and hopefully today getting at this and finishing the crusher run here as well, because Thursday evening, you can see I'm just using a 16-foot screed 2x4, and we just started filling in. My friend brought the material over, and we were just bucketing in as we were doing with the crush and filling in. I'm running my screed across the footers, getting a rough approximation. I'll give it a finished when I'm all done, let it settle a bit. Once it rains on it a few times, I think it'll settle in pretty good. I didn't compact anything at this point because I'm not going to be pouring the floor, anytime soon. But I'm walking on this, and it's pretty firm. That crusher run is pretty amazing stuff. It hardens almost like concrete when it goes in, the limestone and stuff in that. The limestone dust. So my job, I started this last night. My job this morning is I want to get the rest of this stuff. This was stuff that fell in, and I'm just throwing it in here where it needs to go. So I'm shoveling that in. That's a fair amount of work, but normally we're just using the wheelbarrows, but live and learn. That got back there a little too far. And I'm going to clean this out. We're going to finish putting the perimeter drain in, and then I've got perimeter drain to go from here on the inside, around, through, and then across, over and out. That's the last of the interior perimeter drain. As I noted before, I'm leaving the center floor drains out for the time being. And I just kind of capped it there with put a piece of board over the end of the pipe. And I'm going to do that after the walls are done, so that way the people who are putting the forms up don't have to deal with pipe sticking up out of their way to trip over. And I can always just go back and just cut in with my pickaxe and shovel, and we'll just trench where we need to go, because there's not a lot to that. So yeah, that's kind of where we are today. Still working away at it. I have got a fair amount of cave in again over here. Got to clean out here, probably at least 16 inches wide. So there's a fair amount of shoveling there, and throw it over into this area. See if I can't get some of this floor finished up, get it ready for the wall guys. So I'll be back as I get a little bit more of this done. Okay, it's a couple hours later. What I've been doing, I've got to clean this crusher run that fell off over here. I'm cleaning that up and actually putting it in there. But before I do that, I'm clearing all of that cave in. I've got it about halfway done. The worst of it's done. But I'm cleaning it out, dumping it in here, compacting, just kind of stomping it in. It's pretty heavy stuff. And so I'm coming along with this crusher run that's down there, and I'm just filling it over the top, the last 2-3 inches. So it's saving me having to fill all this with crusher run. I'm just using up my debris. So same thing as I did over there. So let's see what another hour and a half or so will do. Well, it's the end of the day. We've got that one down. We got all the perimeter drain in, inside and out. Of course, we had this one almost done. We finished this. We did that one. And I did this one out here. The walkout is. My back is sore today, or tired. Ugh, a lot of shoveling. This was quite wet. Quite sloppy in there. Hopefully the sun will dry it a bit. Hopefully of course the drains will start working as well. But it was a day. It was a day, that's for sure, as far as getting everything on this side. I'm happy to have the pipes all done. Now we just have, like I said, hopefully Monday evening, Lord willing, I can get that done. And we'll be ready for walls. I've just got to, it's not raining Tuesday morning, I've got to lay out the walls, mark the corners, and we still got a pretty good pile of stuff left. Now again, we're going to take a fair amount right in there, so it'll take a good portion of that's left up there. But we have laid a hurtin' on this, as we used to say, and it's ready to go. Let it rain on this a few times, settle that in, and then I will go over it one more time, add any material to the low spots, and it'll be ready for a floor when the walls are done. So I think I'll finish this video now, and that way try to get this posted by the end of the weekend. So appreciate you joining me. We're one step closer. Most everything now, once I get that section done over there, we can pretty much backfill with the tractor, maybe with the exception of this back wall here, which will probably be a little bit more handwork there. But overall, I think pretty much everything else, when we go to backfill, we can get it with the tractor. Once the walls are up and floors are on, first floor, to lock everything. So that will be a happy day to be up out of the ground. So appreciate you joining me, and if you would, please like and subscribe. Stick with me. A lot more to come, and we will see you next time. You have a great day.